Hello, my country people. Welcome back to the news. Mr. Adeyanju has joined other Nigerians that has expressed doubts about the ability of any opposition measure to unseat President Bola Tinubu and the APC in the 2027 elections. Mr. Adeyanju, in an interview with Daily Post, argued that opposition political parties missed a critical opportunity during the 2023 presidential election by failing to unite and present a unified candidate against Tinubu, where he highlighted that the 2023 election had presented a unique advantage for the opposition, as the former President Muhammadu Buhari was reportedly opposed against Tinubu's candidacy. That's Buhari opposed Tinubu's candidacy. It was reported that Buhari was not in support of Tinubu's presidential ambitions. That was why they started bringing about the Naira redesign and also the fuel scarcity just before the election. So Deji noted that currently there is no point for a merger, that it doesn't win election, that they cannot win any election against Tinubu's alignment, that they should continue on their ego path and even encourage them to stay divided so that Tinubu's Babalawo can get a raise. That it is one thing to become a president and it is another thing to remove a president. That back then in the 2023 election, they refused to come together as a united front to remove the APC or to fight against the APC. But instead, they chose to wage an ego war. That Kwankwaso said he is the next president. The same goes for Obi and Atiku, and they divided their votes while INEC and Tinubu were united. They had their chance, but they blew it. So this Tinubu cannot win any election. Didn't you see how the result on the IV differed from what was announced in the just concluded Edo election? Now, Tinubu could not lose an election that he organizes, so it is pointless. It is better Obi, Atiku, Kwankwaso, they shouldn't form any merger whatsoever, says Deji Adeyanju. My country people, this is interesting. So, Mr. Deji practically told Atiku, Obi, Kwankwaso that instead of them to waste their money on the 2027 election, they should better use that money on BBN, that's a BB Naija, that they should use it, or they should use it and go and play bets. That was what he said. That instead of using that money to impute in the election, they should use it to go and play bets. That is the Bet Naija. That was what he said. Now this is interesting. This shows that the likes of Mr. Deji Adeyanju, amongst others, have lost confidence in our election and how credible INEC can be, because all Nigerians can see now is the unholy alliance between the APC and INEC. And the problem we have in Nigeria is INEC. That is the problem we have in this country. To an extent, several persons have lost hope in INEC, which is not a good thing. It is a terrible thing for the masses of a nation to lose confidence in INEC because of their collaboration with some certain political parties to rig elections in favor of that political party and their candidates, which has led to activist Deji, who is also a lawyer, to issue a stern warning to Atiku Abubakar, the likes of Peter Obi, Rabiu Kwankwaso, that they should not try to run for presidency come 2027. That resources would be better spent on betting rather than a presidential campaign. Because he argued that despite their combined efforts, Atiku, Obi and Kwankwaso will not stand a chance against Tinubu and INEC in the coming election. Guys, serious wahala dey o. Better problem dey this country. We have gotten to an extent that the whole world, in fact, Nigerians are quite aware of the unholy relationship going on between the APC and INEC, and how they tend to rig elections in favor of some certain political candidates and their party. But all I can say is, when that time comes, we will know, because we cannot just conclude at this moment. I'm sure Deji must have expressed his doubts on INEC credibility. That is the essence of this message. He has expressed his doubts on INEC's credibility. So according to him, despite the merger, if INEC says they want to rig the election, they will rig the election. And some persons might easily agree with what Deji Adeyanju have said. But at this point, Nigerians still give room for hope, because we only hope that at some point the truth will prevail, the voice of the masses will be heard, and democracy will be restored. We can only hope that the country would be great. Indeed, our democracy has been destroyed. It has been ruined by some certain bodies that ought to uphold our democracy. Take, for example, the judiciary. It is highly compromised. Few persons in this country, only few persons, will speak highly of the judiciary. The other persons have concluded that no, the judiciary is a no-no. How about INEC? How about the Nigerian police? So all these bodies that ought to protect our institutions, our constitution, the rule of law, they are not doing, they are not doing their jobs properly. So my country people, Deji Adeyanju may have a strong point, but I think everyone has their own, options in this very issue of a political merger, of a possible political merger between these, political heavyweights, Atiku, Obi. But come 2027, Atiku may not be running for, presidency, because we've been hearing talks that the PDP may not give Atiku Abubakar and all of that. So people focus more on Rabiu Kwankwaso and Peter Obi. Of recent, we've been hearing talks that they want to introduce Jonathan into the picture, the likes of Seyi Makinde and other persons. So my country people, what are your thoughts on this? Deji Adeyanju has given his own options, but then we can only hope that at some point Nigeria will be great. I'm dropping here. Kindly share your thoughts on this in the comment section. Thank you.